All right. I think I was mouthing, we are actually live, and we are actually live. So welcome, everybody. We are super excited. We are actually live to have everybody here today. And I had my YouTube on, so the sound was coming out. So I apologize for that. But we're super excited to have everybody here today. And we are so happy to be able to celebrate the launch of our high school program, the launch of our pre-high school program, and having everybody here to talk about it. It is such an honor to welcome our two heads of school from Salvador and from Ribeirão Preto. We also have two really awesome guests who are going to be talking to us about connections that they've already made in the middle school and how these connections really support our high school program. And then, of course, we have our host, Julia. So I'm going to hand it over to Julia, and good luck to everybody. And I hope that you guys enjoy the conversation. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. As Priscilla said, I'm Julia. Nice to meet you. So today, as she also said, we are here with some very special guests. We have some learners, Gabriel and Enzo. So would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
Of course. Thank you, Julia. Hello, my name is Gabriel Cardoso. I'm from Escola Concept El Salvador. I'm in 9th grade, and I've been in Escola Concept since 6th grade, since the start of middle school. Really happy to be here. Thank you.
Good afternoon to everyone that is watching. My name is Enzo. I'm from Escola Concept Salvador, and I'm a grade A student, and I'm here in the concept since from the beginning. I really appreciate to be invited here, and thanks.
And we also have the heads of school. So would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
Hi, everyone. I'm Nadja. I'm head of school of Salvador, and I'm very proud of Gabriel and Julia. I'm happy to be here.
Hello, everybody. I'm Fred. I'm the head of school in Ribeirão Preto. I'm also really happy to be participating in this conversation, and also proud to have these conversations led by students like you guys. It's going to be awesome today.
All right, so let's just get on with it. Gabriel, I read in the spotlight that you were involved in a really cool project with some other learners. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, of course. Thanks to the school, and I've been here again since 6th grade, since the start of middle school. I've had unique and really good opportunities to make projects, such as in class that we have personal projects, which we have twice a week. Also Festival of Learning, which we present in our class after the end of the trimester. Also extracurricular activities and clubs activity. Some projects I can name you guys right now that I did was a collar for blind dogs, which I presented this plan in 2018 in the Escola Concept São Paulo. I've also done a weighing machine, which works with the visual impact to avoid wasting food in the children from the school. So in one side, I put the amount of food that the school wasted in the day before, and on the other side, the same proportion, so it's balanced, the amount of an X amount of adults could eat in one meal. So like the kids can notice, oh, the amount of food we wasted today could serve, I don't know, 6, 7 adults that don't have conditions to buy food and to be well fed. Today now I'm gonna show a presentation, small presentation, second. Yeah, so here, the name of my project is Repaper. I forgot to mention. Here I am with my two mates, Maria Bittencourt and Leticia Alfano. This is our invention, the Repaper, already done. And on our school, we have this methodology of design for change, which takes 4 steps to build a nice and well-developed project. The first step is feel, the second think, do, and share. On the feel is what we've done here. We planned, we felt the problem, we interviewed people. My group and I interviewed a class in kindergarten, and they said they waste 2 to 3 sheets of paper per day. That's almost 39 sheets per day. That's an enormous amount. That's nothing sustainable. And we were also working on sustainability, which is also one of our school pillars. And we thought, we have to change this. We have to stop this. This can't continue. And we started creating a solution, which comes to our next phase, the thinking part. So we thought of we started researching a lot, and we really liked and recognized ourselves as with the recycling method of paper, how they recycle paper. We research how that was done, how we do that. And so we wanted to fasten up this process so we can make it for ourselves in school. We have a high consumption. We also have to compensate that. So we did this to accelerate, which is a trash can that performed the 2 first steps of paper recycling. Here's our first draft. If you notice, it is really, really similar to what we have today. On the top, there is this paper shredder, which tritura o papel, né? O papel fica moído. And it falls on this compartment until it gets full. When it gets full, we take out a small drawer, and it falls on the drawer of the bottom, which is full of water. We leave it there for 48 hours approximately. After, we take it out and we put it on a decal. This decal is a A4 decal, which is a normal sheet paper, and we put this on the sun until it gets dry, until it formats, until it molds an A4 paper. We let it that and we can use it again. Here are some photos of us working. This is Roberto, the guy that helps us, really nice guy in the makerspace. Here, creating again. And also here. Yes, unfortunately, I don't have pictures to show. I also tried to look with my mentor, Jordan, which helped me a lot during all this process, Jordan Mendes, but we didn't find pictures of the weighing balance, neither of the color. So I unfortunately can't present.
That is so cool. And it's also really cool how you guys thought about the high consumption and how you can really balance that. So now I'm going to be switching over to Portuguese. E eu quero saber um pouquinho mais como que o seu grupo chegou na ideia de fazer algo como um reciclador de papel, por exemplo. Ao invés de outros problemas que tem no mundo inteiro, vocês escolheram papel.
Na verdade, é como eu falei, porque um dos pilares da nossa escola é a sustentabilidade. E já estávamos trabalhando com a sustentabilidade. Então, se reunimos e pensamos, o que de sustentabilidade podemos trabalhar? Vimos que em volta da escola podemos ver vários cartazes, muitos papéis, já vi papéis assim no lixo que poderiam ser utilizados, papéis bons assim, sabe? Inteiro, e estava sendo jogado fora, o que poderia utilizar, sabe? Isso danifica o nosso ecossistema. E aí pensamos um pouquinho, velho, vamos trabalhar com papel. Pesquisamos então, como já falei, como reciclar o papel, e estamos aí, criamos a nossa máquina que está agora na escola.
All right, so next question, we're going to switch back. What was your biggest challenge when creating this project, and how did your group overcome it?
The biggest challenge was the idealization, the part where we had to come up with the ideas of what to do. Okay, we have our problem. We made a question. How can we reduce paper consumption in Escola Concept Salvador? We have this question. We have to find a solution. We spent a lot of time, a a lot of time, a whole time, thinking, how could we find an invention, a thing that could help the world, answer this question and stop this problem? So we took a long time on this, but thankfully we found a really good solution that is already now in school, in our school.
That is really cool. And I'm so happy that you guys chose to, you thought about something that really is a huge problem. We see very big pieces of paper in the trash because, I don't know, there's a little pen mark on it. And it really is nice that you guys are recycling it. So Engzu, I heard that you also participated in a really, really cool project. Can you tell us more about that too?
Yes, obviously. As Gabriel said, I already did a lot of projects, in personal projects, such as the habit of kindness that was inspiring habits of mine that I created. And today I will present a project that I did with my group that we participated in several science fairs, such as FabLearn that was in Uruguay, Febrace in São Paulo, and Jovem Cientista here in Salvador. The name of the project is No Diaper, as you can see here. And our idea emerged during our science club that we were brainstorming a problem that we could solve, like a problem that impacts a lot of people. And the problem that we chose was the people that could not control the urine because of our faults, people that have the multiple sclerosis. So here is a QR code if you guys want to see the whole poster that we presented in the science fair in the FabLearn that was in Uruguay. And to do the project, to develop the prototype, we used it as a humid and temperature ground sensor and a Arduino that is a plate that you can code inside it. And we started doing our project with the help of the design thinking routine. The first you have to empathize a lot, and then you define what you have to do, idealize, and then prototype and test it. Like our idea was basically when the urine told the sensor notify to a person that is taking care of the people that could not control the urine. So I explained how we did it, and our public, like this part I will explain Portuguese for the public to understand. Então, como havia dito em inglês, eu com o meu grupo desenvolvemos uma fralda com sensor que detecta a urina. E nossa população-alvo foi os idosos, que é uma seção que não é uma doença, e o resto são problemas, né? Que é o Alzheimer, demência vascular, Parkinson, sequela de AVC, cânceres. Então, os benefícios do nosso projeto é minimizar o tempo entre a troca de fraldas do paciente, minimizar risco de infecções, minimizar a demora dos cuidadores, minimizar o desconforto e obtenção de informações médicas e financeiras. Here was the certificate that we won in second place in the science fair. And here's some photos there in Uruguay, the FabLearn.
All right, that is also an amazing project. And I was wondering how you came up with this idea, because I mean, it's not something that's really talked about by middle school students. So I was wondering.
One of our group mate had a friend that contained the multiple sclerosis, and then we were thinking, brainstorming, how could we help them in a possible way? And first we found in an MVP that is a minimum viable project, and we last year before the pandemic we developed a better version that we are getting out the MVP.
Então, vou voltar para o português. Eu vi que você participou na FabLearn Conference. Você pode me explicar como o seu projeto foi escolhido e o que é o FabLearn?
Sim, a FabLearn é uma feira de ciência, é um making. que é essa coisa de inovação, para o bem. E a Fab Learn foi uma feira de ciência realizada, que é internacional, foi realizada no Uruguai, que esse ano ia ser realizada em Columbine, na Universidade de Columbine, em Nova York, que nosso projeto foi aceito para ir, só que por causa da pandemia a gente não foi. E outra feira de ciências também, né, que eu acho que está incluso, é a Febracem, que foi submetido que eles precisam fazer um diário de bordo de tudo que isso. O diário de bordo é uma coisa muito importante para participar da feira de ciências, porque você tem que contar todo o processo de desenvolvimento. E depois você tem que fazer um texto explicando todo o seu projeto, que isso demandou um pouco de tempo.
Esqueci também de mencionar que meu trabalho também foi aprovado para a Febrace e também notado pela Universidade de Colômbia.
All right, those are some really impressive projects for middle school learners. So now my questions are going to be directed to the heads of schools, and I'm going to be switching back to Portuguese. O que nós podemos esperar do novo programa do high school?
Oi, Julia. Posso responder essa? Então, a gente já vinha fazendo um trabalho brilhante com os meninos e como a Concept dá seguimento, né? E para o high school de uma forma que falasse a mesma linguagem com todo o trabalho já desenvolvido. Só então, muita pesquisa, muito estudo, muitas parcerias, né? Então, a gente foi buscar o que tinha de melhor no mundo. Como a gente, antes, na inauguração da escola, nós fizemos isso, não poderia ser diferente no high school. E esse high school, ele vem muito robusto. Ele vem... Primeiro, hoje a gente, de manhã, nós tivemos uma reunião, né, com o Grade 8 de São Paulo, a gente estava conversando e trazendo como a Concept é privilegiada. Enquanto as outras escolas estão aí tentando se reorganizar para atender a nova BNCC, o nosso high school, ele nasce já dentro desse novo formato, claro que trazendo muito mais, né? Porque a gente está preparando vocês para a vida, para o mundo do trabalho, e é para o mundo. Então, quando a gente fala do mundo, a gente não pode estar restrito a uma BNCC. Tá? Então, esse é um projeto, o nosso high school ele vem tão parrudo, né, como a gente fala aqui em Salvador, tão robusto, que ele vai dar a oportunidade, inclusive, de quatro diplomas. 3 deles internacionais. Então, assim, é muita coisa para contar, mas se a gente parar para pensar um pouco, todos esses processos seletivos estão mudando, tanto no Brasil quanto lá fora, né? Quando o SAT deixa de ser o obrigatório, quando a gente vê universidades no Brasil entendendo que o conteúdo, pelo conteúdo, já não é mais o mais importante ou o único, você precisa, sim, trazer outras competências pessoais que não são cognitivas, e a Concept vem oportunizando tudo isso, através de poderia dizer, de um aprendizado personalizado, uma mentoria individual. Tem muita coisa para te contar, mas eu acho que os meus outros colegas vão poder acrescentar um pouco mais. Mas eu estou adorando estar aqui fazendo parte. Eu só queria dar um adendo, hein, gente? Além desses 2 projetos que vocês viram agora, mais outros 2, nós estamos com 4 projetos que foram aprovados, submetidos e aprovados na Universidade de Colômbia. É muito orgulho de vocês, hein? Fazendo diferença desde já.
So I heard that you talked a little bit about something called 4 diplomas. And I was wondering, whoa, that's a lot of diplomas. And I really want to know what all of them are. So if either of you could tell me that.
I wish Priscila could tell you, because she was a student, she works with AP, and now she's in head of. Go ahead, Priscila, could you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Julia, I am so super excited about these 4 diplomas because I wish that when I was a student, I could have so many opportunities as the opportunities we're giving all the Escola Concept learners starting in 2021. So we have a regular high school diploma, an Escola Concept diploma. So basically, if you meet all the expectations and all the graduation requirements, you graduate with that diploma. So that's the first diploma that you can get. And then we have another diploma that's called a Global Citizen Diploma. And this is such a cool diploma because you actually are working towards this diploma for the 3 years of high school. So in Brazil, high school is 10th, 11th, and 12th. So during those 3 years, you're basically going to be developing your knowledge and understanding and skill sets on a problem that you choose to explore. So that's what makes this Global Citizen Diploma really unique. It makes it personalized. It makes it catered for each and every student, because each student is going to pick their area of research, and that is their area of study. So as a result, they are going to do research into that area. And depending on how deep they want to go, they can either have a certificate level Global Citizen Diploma, a diploma level diploma, or an advanced level diploma. So it's like a diploma with distinction. So so that's one of the diplomas that I'm the most excited about, because you get to explore it throughout your 3 years. And then we have 2 other diplomas. These are 2 AP diplomas. So we want to acknowledge our students for engaging with advanced placement courses. So AP stands for advanced placement. That means that our students get to take university classes while still in high school. And these university classes actually count towards university credit as well, depending on how well students perform on their AP exams. So at the end of the school year, they'll be taking an exam that will be corresponding to the course that they just took. And then depending on their score, if scores go from 1 to 5, if they get a 3, a 4, or a 5, depending on the university, they get to have university credit for those courses. So those are the 2 other diplomas that we have in store for students. And the really cool thing about the AP diploma is that besides getting that college experience in high school, you also have several levels of AP diplomas that you can get, depending on how well you score on these exams. So it is a world of opportunities that just open up for you if you choose to engage with the high school at Concept. So that's what I'm excited about.
Priscila, eu vi que você falou bastante sobre o AP, e agora eu quero entender mais um pouquinho, só que em português. Eu quero saber por que elas foram escolhidas para a Escola Concept High School e por que elas são tão diferentes a classes normais que a gente tem hoje em dia.
Muito legal a sua pergunta, Julia. Um dos motivos que a gente escolheu o AP, o Advanced Placement, ao invés de escolher outros diplomas ou outras opções de diploma, é como o AP está alinhado à nossa filosofia da escola, porque nós trabalhamos com Project-Based Learning Setting e também nós trabalhamos esse skill set de pesquisa, de desenvolver inquiry, curiosidade, e no AP você tem essa oportunidade. Então o AP não enrijece um currículo de um high school, ele dá a oportunidade de você se aprofundar e ter esse really tough academic rigor, mas ao mesmo tempo, sem você perder a essência do que é essa experiência de high school, de você engajar em projetos de relevância, de você engajar com as parcerias que nós vamos fazer, de você engajar com, continuar estudando as línguas que a gente vai oferecer, enfim. Então, ele não traz essa trava para dentro do programa. Então, foi esse o motivo que a gente escolheu o AP. E aí você fez mais uma pergunta, que foi...
Por que elas são diferentes das aulas normais que a gente tem?
Então, o AP, ele traz um nível de rigor acadêmico bastante alto, porque, como eu disse antes, é como se você estivesse fazendo faculdade dentro de um contexto de high school. Então, claro que a gente vai preparar os nossos estudantes para esse momento, né? A gente não vai chegar com muitos APs de uma vez, e sim, gradativamente, os estudantes vão estar fazendo mais e mais APs dentro da sua grade horária. Mas o que eles trazem de mais diferente, e eu acho que de mais atrativo também para o nosso programa, é essa ideia do rigor acadêmico, que é bastante forte, mas ao mesmo tempo a gente consegue contextualizar esse rigor acadêmico dentro da proposta do Project-Based Learning que tem na nossa escola. Não sei se o Fred quer complementar alguma coisa.
Priscila, assim, né, a primeira coisa, quando a gente começou a construir esse projeto, né, ele já chamou a atenção Por causa dos nossos estudantes, né? A gente tem essa molecada aí arrebentando, fazendo esses projetos acontecer no Middle School. Então, a gente tem que se municiar das melhores ferramentas para que eles possam seguir o caminho que eles queiram seguir. Né? O que a gente tenta e a gente está fazendo é trazer realmente esse protagonismo para o estudante. Eles têm a capacidade, a gente acredita que eles são capazes e a gente vai ser o ferramental, a gente vai trazer todas as oportunidades para não fechar a porta apenas. Então, por isso que eu acho que a gente traz esses 4 diplomas, eles são legais? São, mas os nossos estudantes, o que eles vão fazer com isso, que é o legal, é o que vai acontecer. E não somente o diploma por si só. Diploma a gente consegue, a gente coloca na parede e ele está lá. Mas quando a gente tem um portfólio de todas essas ações, as atividades e os projetos que os nossos estudantes fazem, aí explode a cabeça. Eu escutando os dois falando, queria voltar no tempo para estudar. E quando a gente vai com estudantes que têm mais autonomia e são mais velhos, a gente quer trazer para o mundo real. Eles estão preparados. Não vai ser, eles não têm que esperar chegar na universidade para mostrar todo esse potencial que eles têm. Então, o que a gente quer fazer é demonstrar esse potencial para todos os nossos estudantes e quem queira participar, porque a galera que está com a gente, né, Priscila e Nádia, é a galera que quer ser diferente. E para ser diferente, para ser excelente, a gente sabe que tem que tirar a manga e trabalhar duro, mas a recompensa é muito legal. Então, eu fico super feliz de escutar essa galera e super ansioso de ver o que eles vão fazer com o que a gente está oferecendo.
You guys are totally right. So, Priscilla, you mentioned something about, the high school is 3 years, and I was wondering, what does that consist of other than the AP classes and all of the really cool experiences?
Wow. There's some other interesting experiences that we put together. Basically, we've aligned our schedule to meet the requirements of the Brazilian national curriculum, which is called the BNCC. And we also aligned our schedule to meet the requirements of our international curriculum. So we've combined the best of both worlds. So if a student is willing to stay in Brazil and continue his or her studies in this country, they're ready to go and they're good to go for that. Or if a student decides to go elsewhere, be it the US, be it somewhere in Europe, Australia, or wherever it is that the student wants to go, they're also going to be prepared for that. And the main points in this preparation include a personalized track. So we, in the afternoon of this high school, we offer courses for these students that are connected to knowledge and skill building and competency building. So for example, they'll take a class on digital citizenship, on entrepreneurship, on biodiversity. So these are courses that they are going to be able to take and then apply to the different areas that they are really curious about, that they are really passionate about. So these are subjects that we believe go beyond the learning of a subject, of a content area, but these subjects will support any passion that these students want to develop. And we want that. We want students who want to be lawyers, doctors, engineers, marketers, YouTubers, you name it. We want to have those students prepared for this future. And one of the really great things, Julia, that I find about this high school program is that now, during this COVID pandemic, we are all aware of how important it is to have a relevant education. What online learning has taught us is that if you're a school that just teaches content, you're going to become extinct. You're a dinosaur, because schools that just teach content are schools that you can get the content on the internet. Google gives you the content. You don't go to school to learn content. You go to school to build connections, to understand the relevance, meaning, purpose, to be able to understand how the content you're learning is connected to doing, to making, to what Fred said. It's about what you're going to do with this knowledge after you graduate and while you are studying, while you're still a student. So we really want our students to be makers, doers, change makers that impact society. And I think that our high school is here to really prove that point And I think our middle school already does that really well, our lower school, our early years, but our high school comes to really kind of tighten that ship and say, here we are and we're ready to make a change.
Priscila, just to add something also, it's important, like the high school program that we're looking for, it's also how the student know himself, like how we can guide him, how we can support them in their decision. So not just like the skills and the skills that he will need, but where can I study? Because normally this decision starts on grade 12 here in Brazil, and then I need to go for a vestibular, and that's it. What we want, it's a career plan. What do you want to experiment? What do you want to try out? It's like a big lab that we want to offer during this 3 years, but not just the lab itself, but also having specialists and mentors and teachers that will ask themselves to reflect on what they're doing with it and how they're using it, because this is also very important to mention. We want to have mentors and conversations. And another thing you said about this pandemic crisis that we're living, another thing that we learned, and we learn really fast, we don't need to have everybody in the same city, and the world, it's our school. So we're going to be able to be talking to each other. We will have high school in Salvador, we will have high school in Ribeirão, we have the grade 9s coming. We're really excited with having grade 9s in São Paulo. And now we learned that it is possible to connect throughout the world. So this is something that I think that it's important to add.
Absolutely, Fred. Yeah, I think that one of the things, just to connect to what you said, is that having that one-on-one college counseling opportunity to be able to talk about your hopes, your dreams, your goals. And the idea of high school is to experiment. So that's where you get a chance, in connecting to, again, to what Fred said and to the Global Citizen Diploma, is you get a chance to experiment, to see if what you think is your passion is really your passion. And if it is, fantastic, go for it. But if it isn't, you're still in high school. You get to experiment and you get to learn that, yeah, that's not my passion. And you get to explore other areas that might be your passion. So the connections that we're going to make with our partnerships with other institutions, be them in Brazil and outside of Brazil, with other businesses, with other organizations, with other NGOs, that's going to help open everyone's minds while they experience learning and experiment with their passions and dreams.
Priscilla, you mentioned a one-on-one counseling, college counseling session, maybe. What will that support look like for us?
Wow, Julia, you really go, you're really detail-oriented, huh? I love that about you. But what would that look like is the idea that we're going to have an outside person who will be talking to our students about their future. Like, what are your hopes? What are your dreams? What are your goals? Short-term goals, medium-term goals, long-term goals. And this person is going to help develop kind of that, what we call like a high school career plan, right? So what are the steps that you're going to go through so that you can achieve your hopes and dreams? And the cool thing about the college counselor is that this person is going to look at, okay, these are the universities that would be like easy for you to get into. These are the universities that would be a stretch. And these are the universities that would be your dream. So how do you make sure that you get to the ones that you absolutely would get into based on your profile, that you're able to meet your stretch, and that you're able to go for your dream? And that can only be done, Julia, if you really have a well thought out plan. So we started this process actually at Concept in grade 6, right? So right now we're offering pathways starting in grade 6, which is an opportunity for students to already think about their future. So when you engage in service learning projects, you're already thinking about your future because you're trying to connect passion to purpose to service. that's an opportunity that you have to experiment with your hopes and dreams. When we think about identifying what you really enjoy doing, that again is bringing purpose to everything that you do. And how can you use that passion to then propel everything else that's in store for you? So I think that that college counseling session will be similar to what we started in the middle school with pathways, but then diving deeper, because it will really look into planning your future and making sure that you get to the hopes and dreams, because the work to get there doesn't start in 12th grade. It starts in 6th grade, right? Everyone thinks that, just miracles happen and all of a sudden here you are, best university, and it was really easy, right? That's always the story of success. But the story of success is actually everything that happened, as Gabriel was talking to us in the backstage, all the hard work that happened, days and nights and weeks and months, everything, all the preparation that happened on the back end, so that you can reach that final goal on the front end. So,
Priscilla, it's like running a marathon, right? You're not running 42 kilometers right away. You need to prepare yourself. You need to spend time training, short run, long runs. And then when you see by the end, and then when you cross that line, and I mention it because I did it once, and it's amazing, the feeling. But the hard work of all you did throughout the year, it's even nicer. So it's very important for us to understand that our high school, it's a place where you have to fail to get better, because once we start failing, we're going to have the right answers and we're going to learn more. So it's a very nice opportunity for us to be working with the students.
With a lot of depth of mind.
And nobody sees the background. Actually, the background is the 99% of the iceberg that's in the water. They only see that tip of the iceberg. Wow, look how beautiful. Look, oh my God, look where you achieved. But that 99% is hidden, and it's what made story. History.
Yes,
that's what
work.
made history.
The hard work, the hours of work.
That's really true. People don't really see the background and how hard you work to get where you are. People, when you, just like Priscilla said, when you see success stories, people are like, I was always an A student in high school, and then I got into college, really easy. And then, I graduated, it's fine. And then I turned out to be successful. No, that's not how that works. Sorry. But this person, hopefully they worked really, 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 really hard to get where they are. And that's, one of the most important lessons a person can learn, is that you have to work hard to get what you want. And I'm going to switch. Essa pergunta é mais de curiosidade mesmo. Mas como é que vai ser nosso dia a dia no high school?
Ooh, there's like silence here. Wait a second. I think that the best way to show this is if I share my screen. Give me 1 second, and I am going to show everybody a mock schedule for the high school. I think that's the best way for everybody to understand what the high school program will look like. So I will show this mock. Julia, always asking us the tough questions. Here we go. So this is what a day in the life of a high school student might look like. So this is a mock schedule, as I had mentioned before. It's a sample. But what we did here, and I'm just going to go back one slide. Let me see. Whoops. Okay, wonderful. Now I messed it all up. Okay, here we go. So when we go back to this slide, basically what we did in the schedule is we color-coded the subjects based on the requirements of the Brazilian national curriculum. So you'll notice that to meet the requirements of the Brazilian national curriculum, students need to take a certain number of all of these classes. So that's what we did here. So when we talk about linguagens e suas tecnologias, like you see here in blue, you'll notice that everything that is blue on the schedule relates to linguagens e suas tecnologias. Then when you see green, matemática e suas tecnologias, you see that everything that is green on the schedule relates to that, in this case, math. Ciências naturais e suas tecnologias, we have biology, chemistry, and physics. So those are the subjects that are contained in that area. Ciências humanas are in purple, so that's where you have your AP World History class, your AP Human Geography class, also sociology and philosophy. So those are all courses that students will experience in high school. And then the personalized track is what I was talking about before, Julia, is everything that's in pink, in this light pink. And these are the classes that we believe are have the knowledge and understandings and competencies and skills that every student would benefit from. So learning about design thinking and systems thinking and coding and personal projects and biodiversity and entrepreneurship and project management and going on internships. This is what makes a successful student and a strong citizen and a very relevant human being. So we really want our students to experience everything here that's in the personalized track so that they can then apply this personalized track to the area that they are exploring for their global citizen diploma. So this personalized track really connects to the idea of research, the idea of experimenting with your passions, and also with experiencing what you think your passions are all about. So this is a day in the life of a high school student. So I hope that was helpful. Let me stop my sharing. And here we are, back into action.
Priscila, can I ask, what are you guys thinking about this? Enzo, Gabriel, Julia. I know that I'm not the guy that it's interviewing, but since you guys are giving us hard questions, I want to listen from you. O que vocês acham que vocês vão fazer com isso daí que a gente está apresentando para vocês?
I think that with all the things that teacher Priscilla showed, like our base knowledge that we are here, we could choose our like future job, what we want to do based on this, because it will be much more easier. Because you guys already did the path, so we have to choose the path that we want.
Olha, Fred, eu sou um pouco suspeita a falar, porque eu sempre fui e sou fã da Concept, da metodologia da Concept. Então, pelo que eu vivi do middle school, desde o sexto ano, desde o começo do middle school, sempre tive uma boa experiência na escola, sempre gostei da metodologia, como funciona, uma relação diferente, que a escola ouve os alunos, entende? Procura ouvir os alunos mais do que mandar e pronto, muito no diálogo, sabe? Algo que você não vê em outras escolas. Então, quero dizer que as expectativas estão muito altas, tudo isso que a gente já passou, muito orgulhoso do que já passei, dos projetos que já fiz, muito orgulhoso dos projetos que meus amigos fizeram aqui da Concept Salvador, do que Enzo fez, e ver crescer, sabe? Desde o sexto ano, todo mundo junto, aí chegar até no primeiro ano, reta final, do primeiro até o terceiro, junto com seus amigos, desenvolvendo projetos legais, sabe? Então as expectativas estão lá em cima, procurar também se achar para as pessoas que não sabem, no caso eu, que não sei o que eu quero ser no futuro, de profissão que eu falo, procurar se achar com a minha paixão, entende? Então, eu tô olhando bastante nisso, tô com altas expectativas nisso, sei que vai dar tudo certo. Os diplomas também, uma novidade, nunca tinha ouvido falar sobre esses AP antes da live que teve com Priscila. Então, confesso que as expectativas estão lá em cima e tenho certeza que vai dar certo. 2020 que nos aguarde, que falam, né?
Realmente, uma coisa que marca muito na Concept, né, é a autonomia dos alunos, de eles escolherem o que eles querem estudar, eles escolherem as perguntas, eles traçarem tudo. E, de certa forma, essa autonomia nos prepara, né, para o futuro.
Que orgulho, hein? Coisa boa ouvindo esses depoimentos. Vamos que vamos.
I'm going to say that I'm really excited and that just like Gabriel, expectations are through the roof. I'm just so excited. I really want to make the most of my high school experience, and Concept is really helping me with that. I saw the schedule and I was like, wow, that's a lot of really cool things that I get to learn and be with my friends. And just like Gabriel, I have no idea what I'm going to do in the future. So I guess it'll be a lot of fun to have Concept kind of help me pave the road so I can go on ahead. So I'm going to move on to my next question, which is I'm an 8th grade learner, and next year I will be in pre-high school. So what would that look like for me?
Julia, come on, Julia. All right, I'm going to show you the pre-high school schedule. Let me do that because I think this will definitely help you understand what the pre-high school will be all about. So, okay, I will share my screen again. And here we go. So one of the cool things about the project that we've developed is we wanted to make sure that everyone understood the difference between what they currently have in middle school now and what the pre-high school program is going to look like. So for instance, students in the pre-high school program are already going to have this insight about their AP. So they're going to start preparing for their AP classes that they'll take in high school. So English will be developed as a pre-AP language and composition class. The Portuguese class will also be really focused on the vestibular and really developing that fluency in grammar, reading, writing, creation. And then we have math, which will follow an advanced maths curriculum. And then natural sciences will be broken down into biology, physics, chemistry, and this pre-AP environmental studies. So it will be content specific. And then we have 2 social sciences class and then 2 pre-AP human geography classes. And then Mandarin, which is part of our curriculum in Sao Paulo already. And then we will continue with our Pathways program. And obviously we will continue with body and movement, visual arts, and music appreciation. We've developed a partnership with Stanford University. So students are going to be engaged in this Project Wayfinder, which will also help support their social emotional development. And it will also help support their goals, short-term, long-term goals, and how they'll achieve those goals. We will continue with TED Ed, Global Connections, Assembly, metacognition and digital portfolio times, build your own startup. And then there's this really cool class that is called World Magna class. And it's going to be taught by someone that is not part of our concept community, but will be an invited person and an invited teacher to lead that program from different parts of the world. So when you put that all into a schedule, we have everything divided in pink and blue, because pink is everything that's new for pre-high school and blue is what you guys already have today. So you get to see this visual between pink and blue in terms of a sample schedule of what this reality will look like starting next year with the pre-high school program in Sao Paulo. So another way to look at it, we've also divided it by the competencies of the Brazilian national curriculum. So you get to look at it through those lenses as well. How are we already meeting the requirements of the Brazilian national curriculum starting in 9th grade, which is still middle school in Brazil, and which we wouldn't necessarily have to meet those requirements right away. We would only have to start in 10th grade, but we're giving our students this head start in 9th grade. So that's I guess the most exciting part is to really see the schedule in action and get to really see the visual of what this looks like.
Would Fred or Nadja like to add anything?
I think, as you can see, we're ready for 2021. We're just waiting the students, and let's kick off and let's make it happen, right? It's something really cool that we want to develop, and we want to have students creating and learning even more than we're doing right now.
We are very excited, Julia. We are loving to do this high school new program.
So I didn't really tell any of you guys, but that was my last question, unfortunately. So sorry about that. I didn't tell you. Sorry, kind of like a jump scare, you know, finished. Sorry. But I'm so excited. Every time I do these interviews, my cheeks hurt from smiling all the time. And I can't stop. I'm just so excited for everything that's going to go on next year and the year after that and the year after that. So thank you so much for sharing with all of us all of these really cool details.
Julia, antes da Priscila terminar, eu lembro que no backstage, que nem a gente comentou, que a gente ficou atrás no trabalho difícil, a Priscila pediu para falar uma palavra para vocês, né? O que vocês falariam, uma palavra, uma sentença, isso. E eu queria saber se essa palavra, essa sentença mudou e se vocês querem compartilhar com todo mundo agora ao vivo aí o que você tinha falado, o que você está falando. Fala aí para a gente, porque eu estou super curioso para saber.
My phrase was, "You're amazing, you're gonna be fine." And thank God I stuck to that because I think I did okay. And
My sentence was vai na fé, meu filho. Yeah, it was vai na fé, meu filho. And I think I did really well, right? I got a kind of nervous. Sometimes when I'm nervous, I mess up a little bit with my words. It may happen during the live, but I controlled myself and I think I did really well, as everyone here also did. So congratulations to us, guys. To us.
Sim, eu acho que todo mundo tá de parabéns, gostei muito. Eu também gostaria de agradecer a todos os professores que ajudaram a gente a chegar até aqui, né? E que eu ainda, obrigado muito pelo apoio de todos. E continua assim, né, no high school. Parabéns a todos aqui.
E a sua frase, Enzo?
Minha frase? Keep calm and do your best.
And you did it. Eu acho que foi assim fantástico, gente. Vocês foram fenomenais. Perfeito. Muito feliz, hein, de ter feito parte.
Absolutely. I am so proud of all of you. You guys did such a great job. It was so awesome to hear your stories. We did go off script during some moments of the interview, but I think that's even more awesome because it really means that what you're saying comes from the heart and you really mean what you're saying. So that was really super cool. I want to thank all of you. Thank you, thank your families, thank your teachers, thank the school leaderships that you guys are a part of for really supporting your growth and development throughout this journey, right? Without your commitment, without the commitment of your families, without the belief of your teachers, without the dedication of the entire team, we wouldn't be here today. So I am super excited to be part of this team, very proud of each and every one of you. And I can't wait for the interview that we're going to have 2 weeks from now. So that's going to be super exciting too. So thank you. Enjoy the rest of your evening with your family, friends, and loved ones. And again, thank you, team, for being a part of this. So thank you, guys.